Episode 9 is set to end the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy itself by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of people are really looking forward to seeing in this movie is, of course, exactly how the characters of Rey and Kylo Ren will be utilized by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris. Now, one thing that we do know about this film is that Kylo will be taken down a far darker path in this movie, where Rey is actually going to go through a lot of different changes in the film, as well as going through a lot of challenges in this movie that's really going to evolve her as a character quite significantly in comparison to what was done in both The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi combined. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes to various concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting about the actual movie taking place in between the second and third acts of the film. Now, specifically, shot descriptions consisting of Rey running down a hill, leading an army of Resistance fighters and Maz Kanata's pirates. It said that both Finn and Poe are by Rey's side as she is wielding her ignited lightsaber. It said that they are running toward an army of red stormtroopers that have shields to block blaster fire from the Resistance. It's said to be a sequence that is very medieval-like. Another goes over Kylo Ren in his new starfighter, making a bombing run on top of Resistance vehicles, turrets, and fighters. It said that this starfighter of his releases a Star Wars version of a carpet bomb, and the explosion is quite massive, causing fear for the Resistance. Another goes over Rey using the Force to hold a collapsing bridge from the Resistance to successfully get across to the main battlefield against the First Order headquarters. It's described that Rey struggles during the sequence to keep it steady for her friends and allies. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this and as to why I really think that this sounds amazing. Now, first things first, we've been hearing about, Kylo Ren's new starfighter slash ship in this movie. It's actually going to be colored white from what we have been hearing, a white starship for Kylo Ren that is going to be a mixture of course, the TIE silencer and, of course, his iconic shuttle. So that tells us that himself as Supreme Leader of the First Order, he has given himself a very special ship in this movie. Now, could the white ship give us a little piece of symbolism that there is going to be a Kylo Ren redemption arc and that he is ultimately going to turn back to the light side of the Force? I want you guys to think back to the original trilogy where Luke Skywalker has the black outfit. It was actually said before in the past that that is, of course, the signal that Luke is struggling with the dark side of the Force within the third act of the film. However, when he's actually got that little gray flap opened up on his actual part of his outfit, that's signaling that, of course, the light is coming back to Luke. So you can really see how clothing and different colors and stuff like that in Star Wars films, they really do mean a lot. And I think that's one of the big reasons as to why Rey was wearing a lot of gray in Episode 8, is because she was really in a deep conflict, trying to know exactly what she should do with her power, and that's exactly why she went up to Luke Skywalker on Ahch-To. Now, moving past all of this, what I really do want to go over is the carpet bomb that Kylo Ren actually uses inside of his starfighter. So this creates a lot of fear among the Resistance. They retreat from that location after a lot of vehicles, turrets, and Resistance fighters are actually killed from this carpet bomb sequence. So again, this is yet another nod to past wars like Vietnam and, World War II, stuff like that. The trenches that are going to be involved is another nod to World War I. All these different elements of the big, battle at the very end of the movie in the third act is really telling us that JJ is using a lot of inspiration from, of course, past wars that a lot of people in reality have actually gone through over the decades. So the other piece that I do want to go over is when Rey is leading an army running down a hill, alright, and leading a whole entire army of Resistance fighters and Maz Kanata's pirates, while she is raising the Anakin Skywalker lightsaber ignited. So as she is doing this, she has both Poe and Finn by her side. So it's really these three characters leading an army. Now, we do know that Poe Dameron is eventually going to be upgraded to General Dameron in this movie. It's basically going to be a passing of the torch from, of course, Leia to Poe. Kind of similar to what Luke did to, of course, Rey in The Last Jedi. Now they're doing the same exact thing with Leia to Poe Dameron in, of course, Episode 9, where Poe is actually going to become a general in this movie, and Finn is actually going to have a higher rank within the Resistance. We're not quite sure exactly what he will be referred to as, but he is higher up in the Resistance 1 year after the events of The Last Jedi. So the last thing that I do want to go over that really, stands out to me the most, I think, is that, the sequence in which Rey is actually using the Force to hold a collapsing bridge, and it's said that she is struggling while she is doing this in order to save her friends and allies from falling to sudden death. So, again, I think that this is yet another nod to The Empire Strikes Back, where Luke Skywalker is trying to keep the bridge, or should I say, Luke Skywalker is trying to take out the X-Wing out of the Swamp of Dagobah. That's similar to the bridge sequence here that Rey is actually dealing with in Episode 9. So you can really see all the parallels of what JJ is trying to do, and what he's really trying to do for the character of Rey, and how there's a lot of parallels to that of Luke Skywalker from the originals. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.